Just like Goldilocks, we want our games not to be too short or too long, but just right.
Let's go!
And we're talking about the length. Yesterday was a great episode because we were saying we just don't have time to play all the games in the world that we would like to. And games are getting bigger and they're getting longer. And I wonder, what's the perfect length for a game to be?
Yes.
Do you wonder?
I do wonder.
Do you wonder what?
I do wonder what, because today is What Wednesday, so I'm definitely going to wonder what on a day like this. But I am going to be writing a blog on this topic, so I don't want to weigh in too much.
Okay.
But game length is something that people are worried about nowadays, and I don't know if I'm out of touch with a lot of people, but it actually kind of surprised me when I started hearing people, and this is several years back, started hearing people talk about games in terms of hours. This game is X amount of hours long, or
that's true.
Typically X, and that just like boggled my mind. Like, you measure a video game in hours,
whether or not it's a good purchase or something.
Right.
Yeah.
It is one of the factors that people weigh in on now.
Well, it definitely can be. If you beat a game in 3-4 hours, you're like, why did I pay full price for this?
That's right. Where's the content?
That game's too short. But a game can also be too long, and that can be annoying because the game feels bloated.
Right.
There's a lot of different ways a game can be long. It can be long because the difficulty, it's just so hard, like you keep dying and dying and dying. You have to start over, do things over and over again. And I don't think that's the best way to elongate a game. It can be like optionally long, like, there's this main quest that takes, roughly 10-12 hours, but then you can do another 6 on side quests if you want to.
Yes.
And that might be where the happy medium in this whole topic lies, is like optional length. But then it just can plain not respect your time. Like, you gotta backtrack. We don't give you fast travel. There's all these fetch quests, and we've spread them out across the map to like kind of artificially make the game longer.
Yeah, it's padding, and this. I know this happens a lot in games, like even in Legend of Zelda games.
Definitely.
Like you said, with fetch quests, or even with just your plain old combat. It's not, oh, I have to do this specific thing to kill this guy. I have to wait until he goes from this to this. It's just making the game longer because you have to wait. So I think that's a big problem and a fine line to walk is, how much content do we need and how much content do we want? Now,
let's talk about Zelda real quick, because you're giving that example, and you're almost done with Skyward Sword.
Yes.
I think that they did a little bit better job on the backtracking in that game.
Yeah.
Because you revisit places, but they've changed. Like,
that's true.
The forest was the forest, and then you come back later and the forest is flooded, so it's kind of a completely different...
Absolutely.
The one thing that they kind of misstepped on that was it didn't line up with the story. Like, sure, the gameplay is fresh, but you go to get this object from the guy, and he goes, I'd be happy to give this to you. Breaks it into 8 pieces, spreads it all over.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, this isn't boring, but you still didn't make it make sense with the story. So, as far as like story mode, I think a 15 to 20 hour game is perfect for me, because I like to be able to beat a new game in about 2 weeks, and I can probably find an hour a day to play it or something. That's just my life these days. If I was younger, at home, I would have said more like make the game 60 hours.
Yes.
So,
one of the games that I really enjoyed, and dare I talk about a game that's not on a Nintendo console, but Portal, I really, really enjoyed.
Welcome to your daily Steam dose of fandom.
Well, I played it at your house, and I played it in one sitting. My very first time playing the game, I sat down and I played it all the way through. And I actually really liked that fact. And I likened it, after playing it the first time, to Chex Quest. Which, if you are my age, you know what that is.
I think they are.
Yeah, you probably are. If not, look it up. It was a video game that came in cereal boxes. Mind blown. But it was, you sit down and you play through it and you like it, so but it's something you want to play again.
It's like Star Fox 2. Star Fox is a game that can be played in one sitting.
Yeah. And then you want to play it again because you want to find a different ending or do things differently.
Exactly.
Hear dialogue over again. And I don't know about you, and I think you do, is most of the games that I play either focus on fun with friends, whether they're fighting games or party games or whatnot, or they have short campaigns or story modes that I like to replay.
Yeah.
I'll play it through once and it'll be short, but then I want to go through it again because it's so fun.
Yep, I do agree. My favorite games are ones that can be played for any amount of time. So that would be mainly puzzle games and fighting games. Think like Picross, Tetris for puzzle, Smash Bros, TVC, Pokken for fighting games. I always talk about my Brawl time record because I still can't believe it. 700 hours I put into that game.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, and that storyline was probably, 5-10 hours?
Yeah, maybe.
So it's nice when there's a shorter mode and a longer mode, and you can just put more into whichever is better for you.
That's true. Now, in saying that 700 hours and the long and short modes, I think you're like me and that I play my games deep, as opposed to wide or long. As far as I think people might have been shocked in our Nintendo confessions in that there's all these games we haven't played. Well, that's because the games that we do play, we play like this.
That's a good point.
And the campaigns might be short in length, and we may not have width as far as many games that we play, but the games that we do enjoy, we enjoy to the fullest.
That's true. Very good.
So I'm like this wide, but like extremely deep because I just play and play and play the games that I do have.
You're like a flagpole.
Basically, I'm the flagpole of gaming.
You racist little flagpole, you.
What does that even mean?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of the Two Button crew.
Don't forget to check out our website, and soon enough, my blog will be up. You better go and read it.
You know that emoji where it's like praise hands?
Yes. Woo! Is it praise hands or jazz hands?
See you guys next time.
Signing.
I think one is praise and one is jazz.